Here's what we're working on for Fox 59 News at 6.
New details coming to light now about this state representative's arrest. What he reportedly asked to get a hold of just hours before police pulled him over.
Looking for rainfall midway point here in August, and only a handful of showers on live guarding radar this afternoon. Humidity lowers, and so does the rain chances. We'll take a look at our next best chance for thunderstorms in my 7-day forecast.
A family-run food truck torched, leaving their financial future in limbo. How you can help catch the person who did it.
And officers embark on a ride-along, this one designed to save lives.
We need people to understand that you can't be on or around railroad tracks.
How this training on the tracks is giving them a new perspective on railroad crossings. News at 6 starts soon. And right now we are continuing to follow breaking news, keeping a very close eye right now on this area of North Philadelphia, where we now know 5 officers have been shot. Another officer is hurt after a crash. We have just been getting word into the newsroom, Bierschel, that shots have been fired within the last 5 minutes. So as we're looking at this, it's important to note that this is an active scene. As you can see, there is an incredible police presence. Many businesses, schools, universities, hospitals on lockdown as we speak. A reporter with FOX59 in Philadelphia tells us the suspect is inside a building right now. Also in that building, at least 2 officers barricaded with 3 other suspects that are in custody. A very delicate situation. Those are the early reports coming in as we speak out of Philly.
Delicate, and let's again stress, this is an active situation. We are told all of the officers who were shot are in stable condition now. At least 1 officer may have been shot in the head, but officials say the bullet grazed that officer. Officials say another officer was shot in the hand, a 3rd in the arm. We're still waiting to see the location of where these other officers, again, 5 shots, so we know 3 where they've been shot, working to get the details on the other 2. Meanwhile, shots were still being fired again in the last 5 minutes. This is in North Philadelphia, the Nicetown section of the city. It is a very active scene, so we will keep monitoring this for you. This situation will get you updates here on air, and as they come into the newsroom, we'll do so online as well. And right now at 6 o'clock, this man here facing felony charges, including impersonating a police officer.
Police say they arrested State Representative Daniel Forrestal over the weekend for operating while intoxicated. And tonight, we are learning much more about his alleged behavior on the night he went to jail. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a very busy afternoon. I'm Fanchon Stinger.
And I'm Bierschel May in for Dan Spieler tonight. Now, according to some of these court documents, Forrestal did not follow an officer's commands. That report, that officer took him to the ground, and a police report claims hours before that, Forrestal pretended to be an officer and asked a man where people sold drugs at and where they lived. The report says Forrestal also went to a bar and asked some customers for drugs, specifically cocaine. A witness did also call 911 saying Forrestal drove off and appeared to be drunk. Forrestal has had run-ins with the law before. 12 years ago, he was found guilty of operating while intoxicated. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office tells us they plan to file for a special prosecutor in this case. That is because Forrestal has made campaign contributions to Prosecutor Terry Curry. That was in the past. We'll be sure to let you know once that special prosecutor is announced.
Also caught on camera, a man torching this family-run food truck. You see him there stepping out of the vehicle. He had just set the fire there. And watch there, you're going to see that truck completely explode into flames. Right now, police need your help finding the person you just saw in this video. You're about to see him again. But here is what they say is left of the truck. The truck is completely destroyed. And this is a family business. So that person not only destroyed a truck, but also destroyed a family's way to make money. They're losing out on a lot of business right now. Fox 59's Zach Myers actually has much more on the story, the suspect, and the investigation.
The owners of Apna Kitchen in the 4200 block of Lafayette Road hope that somebody knows who this man is.
We don't know how we're going to survive now because this is the main, that's our living.
Early Sunday morning, security video behind the Indian grocery and kitchen shows what appears to be a man in his 20s or 30s trying to get into 2 vehicles before approaching the Apna Kitchen food truck. The video shows the man getting inside the truck and igniting what's believed to be a lighter.
It looks like he joined the hand. He has like something, candle or whatever there. Then he went to the truck, then he tried to start, but he couldn't.
Moments later, the video shows a fire burning inside the truck as the man jumps out. He appears to watch the fire grow through the window, walking back and forth down the alley. At one point, he looks directly at the security camera. Within minutes, the food truck is engulfed in flames, so bright that the security camera switches to daylight mode as firefighters arrive to put it out.
Thank God he's not building only the truck. Thank God he's not our guy there.
Laxmi Arya says her family business normally has the food truck out in the community 3 or 4 days a week. They have regular customers in the downtown Indianapolis area.
Now is everybody calling, where is the food truck? But we can't, so.
Not only does the fire represent a $90,000 loss, but she says it's crippled her family business.
We can't survive now, we cannot do it like this, but we'll see.
Zach Myers, Fox 59 News.
This case, by the way, is still under investigation by IMPD and the arson unit. If you know anything about what happened or who lit that fire on the truck, please call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen, 262-TIPS, and don't forget you can stay anonymous. Right now, turning to a Fox 59 crime tracker alert, police say this Bloomington man inappropriately touched a 5-year-old girl, then tried to lure her into his apartment. Take a good look at this man's face. This is Gary Collins. He is now charged with attempted child molestation and sexual misconduct with a minor. According to police tonight, Collins admitted that he planned to assault that child, a 5-year-old girl. At last check, he is being held in the Monroe County Jail, but once again, he is under arrest and detained this evening.
We want to turn now to some developing news. Relatives of a notorious bank robber now suing the cemetery where he is buried. Michael Thompson just filed a civil lawsuit against Crown Hill Cemetery. His lawsuit argues that the court should allow him and his family to pull the remains from the ground and that they have the permit to do so. They're now trying to determine if Dillinger is actually buried at the cemetery. Crown Hill says it objects the request to exhume the body of John Dillinger, partly because if the body is not him, then there's a chance they could face a lawsuit for the exhumation. The cemetery sent Fox 59 this statement saying they also believe the exhumation could disrupt the cemetery and bother families who have loved ones buried. We, of course, will keep following that story. Now, the family wants to exhume the body next month, and it's not clear if that will happen, but of course we will keep you posted. Now, turning to our forecast, some other news we are following because we're seeing some passing showers on live guardian radar, something that we need a little bit here.
Yeah, I was going to say we are parched. We definitely need some of the rain, but it won't be enough to hopefully, or actually it won't be enough to break this dry spell. That is the concern. This month, by the way, is one of the driest months on record so far.
But there is something good coming out of this. Brian has the details now on lower humidity levels.
Yeah, that's about all we're going to muster up. It's unfortunate because many of you probably need the rainfall. But yeah, to date, this is among the drier Augusts on record. Only maybe 10 other Augusts this late into the month have been this dry. Well, we've seen these beautiful clouds try to build up throughout the afternoon. And see how they get that more puffy view to them? They're starting to vertically build, or they were for a time, and they did actually have a little success, a couple of these, in producing a downpour or two. A couple of sprinkles were showing up on the near north side of Indianapolis. That's falling apart. Down towards Bloomington, or at least north of it, northern portions of Monroe County, a little bit of a flare up here and there, but that's the problem here. It's so terribly isolated. You could literally point to these, pinprick on these maps, and note that they're just so random and so isolated that they're not amounting to any real significant relief. This little shower moved out of portions of Hamilton County. It's now in northern portions of Madison County, and overall that's probably the last big push for any rain chances this afternoon. Look at the cumulus clouds from the gorgeous picture from Morse Reservoir. You can see the flat base, that's the freeze level, then all of a sudden it starts to puff up. And again, at times earlier this afternoon, we had a chance at seeing a few of those turn into a shower, but it's not going to obstruct any outdoor activity. In fact, you see a boat out on the water right now. It is a typical mid-August night. Any rain chances fading very, very quickly, and beyond midnight, I doubt we'll have any shower in the area whatsoever. So plan on mainly dry conditions. In fact, plan on dry conditions for quite some time. We are now entering the 3.5-week stretch of dry conditions here. In that time frame, we've had less than an inch of rain. So the dew points, that's about the big takeaway tonight. They're taking a dip. That means it'll feel a little better here tomorrow morning and for the rest of the work week. The rain chances remain slim. I'll show you our next best chance for a shower and thunderstorm. And where's that hot dome been? Well, it moved out a little while ago. There's some renewed heat in the forecast. The timing in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then, Brian. Thank you. Closing arguments now underway in a federal drug trial.
And today, Richard Grundy III took the stand to defend himself. Prosecutors say the suspected drug trafficker brought millions of dollars worth of narcotics from Arizona right into central Indiana.
Fox 59's Russ McQuaid is detailing Grundy's defense before this case heads for deliberation. Russ.
The U.S. government claims that Richard Grundy III was the main conspirator in an investigation dubbed Operation Electric Avenue that allegedly brought together 24 people to import millions of dollars worth of drugs into central Indiana. 20 of them have resolved their cases or pleaded guilty. Grundy is one of only 5 people who are on trial, and he's the first one to talk to the jurors. The FBI raids in 2017 came after local authorities in Marion County failed to convict Grundy on murder charges, negotiated one marijuana felony count, and Grundy himself survived an assassination attempt. Grundy told jurors he was a music promoter, traveling frequently from Indianapolis to Phoenix, Arizona, and Las Vegas to support rappers on his Mob Family record label, but often riding a Greyhound bus under an assumed name because he claimed he was harassed by law enforcement authorities. Prosecutors say federal wiretaps and surveillance videos and cooperating witnesses portray Grundy as the main conspirator, involved in raising the money and directing the operation to sell methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, and marijuana on the streets of Indianapolis. Grundy denied using drugs and said he was often ignorant of the admitted drug activities of his associates. Under cross-examination by Assistant U.S. Attorney Brad Blackington, Grundy said he had no paperwork or contracts to confirm his record company income, and he paid no taxes. He also explained his dead rat tattoo, likening it to his disdain of informants who cooperate with investigators, such as those who have testified against him. So far, Grundy is the only defendant to testify in front of the jury. He said in the past, no one knows his story as well as he does. And if convicted, he faces a potential life sentence in prison. He indicated last month in court that someday he did want to be laying on his bunk, wondering if he made the right decision about whether or not to talk to the jury. In Evansville, Russ McQuaid, Fox 59 News.
All right, well, stick with us because we are following that breaking news out of Philadelphia again. Several officers shot.
We're going to have the very latest straight ahead. Stay with us.